welcome back to round 7 of the HART Sapphire series. It's our last game of the day today, and it is the Courier Mail match of the round. So thank you for tuning in. If you are subscribing to the Courier Mail, it is of course our Indigenous round this week, and there's plenty of information to come about our celebration of the First Nations culture. Today, it's a battle between the Carina Leagues Club Tigers and the USQ Jets. I'm joined in commentary today by Paula Stewart. My name's Hannah Davies. Paula, how are you today?
Oh, pretty good today. So we had our game last night, so nice and fresh today.
Absolutely, that's what we like to hear. How'd the game go? Were you happy with the result?
I'm happy with the result. We played everyone. Ruby player actually got some court time too in the end, and gave a good run, and to see Dakota back out on court was great. So our little young Speedy Gonzalez, yeah, she did a great job. She had
the 12 days off with concussion, is that correct?
Yes, so because she had the minor concussion, we went through the Netball Australia rules, and our great physios from Red Hill Physiotherapy made sure that they looked after her and monitored her, and got the clearance to play yesterday.
Awesome, we like to hear that. So we have the Tigers list right here. Goal shooter Tiata Baldwin. Goal attack Amy Somerville, the captain of course. Wing attack Jada Gaffer. Centre Ali McLeod. Wing defence Alice Monga. And goal defence Rihanna Childs. And goalkeeper Shelley Rosnoff. Of course on the bench today Lily Gray, Tash Robinson and Madison Ryan. Of course coached by Erin Burns. Paula, will you run through the USQ Jets for me?
Yes, so goal shooter Charlie Bell. Goal attack Beryl Friday. Wing attack Brooke Hams. Centre Steph O'Brien. Wing defence Siobhan Shulaw, sorry about that, Siobhan. Goal defence, Brodie Condren. Goalkeeper, Abby Houston. Substitutions, Caitlin Pollock, Michaela Koch and Lily Cubby.
Beautiful. And of course coached by Tracy Jeans Fraser. So as I said before, it is of course Indigenous round here at Nissan Arena. So I have some information to share with everyone. The Tigers will have a video later about their emerging Tigers player, Alia Shepherd, from the Quandamuka mob from Stradbroke Islands. We of course have ball carriers today to celebrate Indigenous round. They will be wearing Deadly Choices shirts, and our players are wearing scrunchies displaying Indigenous art. The artwork is by the Warrakurulunga artists from a community-owned art centre in Central Australia. The proceeds from the sales of this material go to the artists and the community. So of course head to walu.com/about to find out more information on that. And for the USQ Jets today, they've done a phenomenal job of celebrating Indigenous round by wearing a dress with Indigenous art on it. So this dress is the same as the QRL Rugby League team are wearing this weekend, of course. That is the partnership between the Jets team. The artist was commissioned to do this work, and it's a local Aboriginal artist named Corey Egmalesi. So the Sapphire players today are donating their match payments to the Jaden Adams Memorial Fund. So Jaden was a young Indigenous Ipswich Jets player who was tragically killed in a car accident. His mother Lizzie is a board member at Jets, and she runs this fund to help young Indigenous sportsmen and sportswomen achieve their goals in the Western Corridor. So very generously, the Ipswich Jets are matching the money donated by players, meaning they will receive a donation of $2,000. We'll see a presentation of this at the end of the game. And our athletes did have the opportunity to embrace Aboriginal culture this week, and they played Indigenous games on a Tuesday night and sat in a yarning circle led by some of the Indigenous athletes this week. So it was a fantastic session and lots of education, which is of course what we want to see in Indigenous round. So we're just getting underway now.
There was some great defence then from Tigers. So nice hands over, stopped the flow of the Jets and stopped them in their tracks. So well done to the Tigers team. And just talking about the Jets uniform, how beautiful is that?
Oh, it's gorgeous. Look, I love seeing the Indigenous artwork that we're seeing across this round. It's a shame they don't wear it every week, because it's such a beautiful design on there.
I think that's something that should be looked at in the future. So
I completely agree.
Yeah, great to celebrate for the week, but we should be celebrating it like the Bull Sharks have done for the whole year.
Yeah, and I know that the Wildcats as well have their own bibs. So
the Wildcats bibs are very nice, designed by Beryl Friday, which I thought was lovely too.
It is lovely. One of our players, of course, Paula, you were telling me before what QUT had planned for the Indigenous round. I believe you had an elder sitting in the team circle before the game?
Yes, so we did have Uncle Chegg. He's QUT's elder that we have there, and he was explaining a little bit about the artwork from Keisha Lyon, who did the artwork around the placards and everything yesterday, and it's a lot about the country knowledge and connections. And so Uncle Chegg was in our room yesterday talking about that, which was absolutely beautiful. He sat on the bench yesterday. I think he wants to sit on it every week. But,
it's pretty exciting sitting on the bench. Especially the QUT bench. You're a very rowdy team, that's for sure. But yeah, it's been so lovely to see how each team has really celebrated Indigenous round this week. Shelley Rosenoff's taking a tumble off court.
Yeah, that was actually a nice take by Charlie. She just stood her ground and it was a good take and a beautiful shot there by Beryl Friday. So Jada Gaffer's got a little bit of speed off the mark there, so which was lovely to see, and nice little flick pass into Tiata.
Yeah,
Amy Somerville.
It's really nice to see this combination between Tiata and Amy mould as they get more consistent game time together. So Bridie Condren, defensive player, leads the ball down. It's a little bit scrappy, but Charlie Bell settles under the hoop, puts it away, one of the fastest shots in the competition.
It is one of the fastest shots. It's she does take about a second. A lot of the shooters, I reckon, take 4 seconds to shoot.
But
Charlie
shooter's
Bell,
3 seconds, isn't it?
Shooter 3 seconds,
Yeah.
that's right. Hard for the defenders. You can tell I was a defence player in my day.
And you can tell I'm a shooter. I love 4 seconds, 5 seconds, we'll take it.
Oh, that was a lovely tip by Abby Houston then. So, yeah, lovely tip. Looked like she knew exactly where Steph O'Brien was, and now they're on the run.
Of course, and our umpires today is, of course, Jess Lakeman, Carly Farthing and Di Fawcett as reserve today. So they'll get the honour of umpiring the final match of round 7. We're halfway through the season. Paula, I spoke to my previous guests a lot about that, but in your team in particular, what's been the change from round 1 to now halfway through?
One thing is probably getting the combinations happening. So we have had they say it's a new club. Some of these players have played in like a bit of the unisets and everything together, but they haven't actually played as a group together, the whole team. So it's just trying to get those combinations. But we've had, people out going, either there was the funerals they had to go to or then going over to New Zealand when the bubble opened to show Keisha's little boy to her family, being 10 months old. So she's been looking forward. I got warned that was going to happen, the start of the season, and which was you have to do. It's all about family.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit disruptive that we had last week. Illness too. Lily Gribble wasn't here. She's been sick all week, and so that wasn't a good thing either. And she was hoping she was going to be right for the game, but definitely wasn't right. So
no, look, I don't know what it is about the end of May. Maybe it's a winter thing, but we've had a few illnesses and injuries in the last few weeks. Not what we want to see, but I'm hoping within the next few weeks our girls will be back up and running.
Well, I'm glad that we haven't seen Lily for a week now, so I told her to stay away. If she's she was. You're
glad.
She started to feel better, but then got worse, so it wasn't good.
Yeah, it's tough.
Tigers, that was a hard-fought goal though by the Tigers, but they got there with Jets 5, Tigers 3.
So the Jets are starting strong. There's been a few turnovers from both sides though.
It has been a scrappy first 5 minutes here, so they're just both checking each other out. Some nice defence on both teams.
Yeah, a few early errors as well. Amy Somerville had a good crack at chasing that down, but it's gone out of court, so Abby Houston will throw that one in.
Steph O'Brien, she just seems to glide down that court, and that was a beautiful pass. And a nice transition then from the end for Jets coming down the court. So Jets 6 and Tigers 3.
Yeah, the Jets pushing away early. They'll want to start as strong as they can. Currently second on the ladder. Only lost to the Cougars so far. And the Tigers had a slow start to the season, but now that they found a more steady lineup, have certainly been improving. I think at this point in the season, though, each and every game is such a fierce competition.
It's getting closer and closer, every week. So it's, some teams probably started a little bit slower than others, but I think everyone's starting to find each other out and having a look. There's been a few sickness and illnesses. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in the next few weeks, because there's been a few ankle injuries and, as we saw the game before, 2 knees. Every time I see someone going down and holding their knee, it sends shivers. So I really hope that those 2 players are okay, and it's only a little bit of a scare. So my thoughts are both with those 2 players.
Absolutely. As a commentator, the worst thing is when you have to talk about an injury, honestly. I wish I could just talk about the full health of all our players, but that is our sport, a very tough sport. A lot of injuries, unfortunately. Amy Somerville misses an attempt, but Baldwin puts it in for her.
Yeah, that was a nice positioning for the rebound from Tiara Baldwin. So not too sure if Tiara's in the team full time now or if Abigail Latu is coming back, but usually Abigail can't play on the Sundays due to religious reasons. But Tiara's actually starting to fit in well with the team.
Yeah, I wish I knew the answer to that. I'm unsure still. I did hear rumours of Alexia Baker coming in, but she is still looking at the Ruby team. I'd say the Tigers will just want to keep the shooting circle as consistent as possible. I did speak to Erin Burns a few weeks ago, and she just said that she wants to have a more consistent shooting circle. So I think if they can hold on to Tiara and her combination can keep gelling with Amy Somerville, that's what they'll do. So Rihanna Childs there pulls in a scrappy one from the Tigers. Sorry, not the Tigers, the Jets.
It's, getting a bit scrappy back and forth at the moment. So, I mean, it's still a tight game here. That was a beautiful drive by Beryl, but it's all been taken back.
Oh, it's frustrating when they pull it all the way back, isn't it?
I got a bit excited with that drive. That was a bit of speed happening there with Beryl, so that was a lovely drive.
Certainly was.
Yeah, Jets finished it off with Charlie Bell. So, Jets 8, Tigers 5.
I'll tell you what, I'm loving the Indigenous dresses from the Jets, though. I'd say that will be a piece of clothing that they'll cherish for many years.
Oh, it's lovely. Absolutely beautiful.
It's something I'm hoping that other teams take note of in the coming years, of course. It's, of course, hard to get a uniform for one round of the week, but it's certainly worth it.
Tigers has, grinded it in there. They just got it down. Nothing fancy, but just got it down, got the goal. Only 2 goals in it, and only 6 minutes left in the first quarter.
They're holding on. A lot of contest from Rihanna Childs there. She can't keep it clean, though, and gets the call. And Charlie Bell can't pull that one in. I feel like she was looking for the call there.
Yeah, she got a bit of a hit in the head. I'm not too sure how hard it was, but got a bit of a hit in the head going up. She's probably waiting for the call, but everything now is just pull it in with 2 hands and make sure of it.
So Amy Somerville sets up for a shot. Yeah, a definite obstruction there from the keeper there. You can't really stand in front of your player like that.
So, no, that was all net. That was a beautiful shot by Amy. Oh, Bridie Cauldron. Well done. That was a lovely intercept.
As a coach, Paula, with Bridie there, do you prefer it in the goalkeeper or the goal defence? I kind of have arguments with Millsy about this. He prefers the goalkeeper. I think she brings something really special to the midcourt. So.
I think for Bridie, if she wants to have a look for future in the SSN, she needs to be playing both and both well. So I actually quite like her for her future in her netball to actually play both positions. And so it's good to see her having a good run at the goal defence, not just 5 minutes, but like a whole, good quarters here and there. So I think it's actually better for her development.
Yeah, and I love that you say that, Paula, because I've obviously spoken to you about some of your developing players, and I know that you focus on setting the girls up for their, full-time professional careers. So you're exactly right in saying that what we're doing here needs to be benefiting the girls when they hit the big leagues. So.
Well, I mean, that's their aim. That's what they want to do. And us coaches down at this level, that's our
you know.
Oh, again, Bridie Cauldron. That's 2 intercepts in like 1 minute. It is a lovely drive too by Steph O'Brien, making sure it hits the top. Just needed to finish that off because that was a beautiful play by Jets going all the way down.
It was. Rosanoff working really well to bring it down to her team.
Tigers might take a few extra passes, but they've got the bit they're controlled. They know they're not rushing it, I suppose, but making sure the options are there. Lovely little pass off to. Oh, that one needed to be in. Oh, they're lucky.
It was a very smart tip there, wasn't it? Knew she probably couldn't get the rebound over Condron, but kind of just tipped it over to Baldwin. So the Jets bring this down. They're up by 2.
Oh, you can tell that was a lot stronger take by Charlie. Sometimes I feel like saying take your time, but that's not really her style to take her time. But
no.
She's getting a bit frustrated. She needs to take a nice big deep breath. Not sure what happened to Shelley then. I think she actually just tripped over her own feet.
I tell you what, it gives me a bit of a heart attack every time I see a player hit the deck.
I actually think Shelley likes to fall on the floor a few times in the game, so that looked like she just crumbled down. Her and Maddie Ryan, I would say, are a good pair. So
for falling down on the court. Well, it's of course beautiful courts we have here at Nissan, so.
That is one thing that is a coach killer, is breaking on your own centre passes. Oh, lovely work by Steph O'Brien, and good back up by Hams, and all arms, everything there from the defenders and Tigers, but Charlie got the pull on that one.
Such athleticism from Steph O'Brien, though.
That was beautiful by Steph O'Brien, but a good back up by a teammate as well.
I hope he can get the rebound here.
Now, that was just a classic netball move on that one, and a nice shot. So it looks like Charlie's got her eye back in again.
Oh, certainly. She rarely has her eye off. A very consistent figure under the post there for any team.
So it looks like at the moment that it's nice defence by Jets, but the timing is just out probably a little bit with the Tigers. So the flow's not happening there. They're driving a bit early and stopping instead of just getting their timing right. But good defence by Jets to create that.
So that's a Mizuno momentum shift. This, of course, is the Courier Mail match of the round. So thank you for tuning in as a subscriber to the Courier Mail. There is, of course, plenty of netball content with that subscription. Quest News, there's always a match preview and a match roundup. So make sure you check that out as well, not just this stream here. And of course, you can see the Super Netball markings on the court here. Of course, yesterday, Paula, your QUT team played after the Super Netball. Did the girls come along early to watch the big leagues?
Yes, they did. So I would say probably more than half the team were here to watch, and they weren't happy when I told them we had to leave in the last quarter.
It was
bad. That was bad. But especially when I was in the middle of my talk and we're hearing people screaming, we did want to go out and have a look, but we had to concentrate, so we had to hear about it a bit later. So
I know, and such a close loss.
Oh, yes, it's I mean the Firebirds. I actually thought the Firebirds had it when we went into the change room, but I'll have to watch the replay of the last quarter now.
Oh, you will. I saw the last 60 seconds, and yeah, my heart broke a little bit in the last second.
Well, that was a beautiful shot by Amy Somerville. It was all net again. Oh, what a pass!
Beryl Friday, the speed, and she's asking for the call there.
Begging for the call, but that was a beautiful drive and beautiful pass, and Jets finished that one off.
So they've really marched ahead here, 17-10. We've got 1 second left until the end of the first quarter. There's the hooter. So, Paula, Jets 7 away. What do you make of the Jets' performance?
Jets basically, I reckon, probably went into second gear for about 5 minutes in that quarter. And beforehand for that 10, it was a bit slow. But I would say that Tracy Fraser would be pretty happy for the last 5 minutes in that quarter and really took it ahead. So 7 goals 1 quarter, that's quite huge. It's
pretty big. It's looking like it'll be a high-scoring game. Lots of attacking power here. I think we'll go to a message from our sponsor now.
We are the quiet daybreak, paling the dark lagoon. We are the shadow ghosts creeping back as the campfires burn low. We are nature and the past.
The Indigenous round is important to me as a young Indigenous woman, as it provides opportunity for my voice to be heard and my people's culture recognised.
Welcome back to our final game of round 7 here for the HART Sapphire series. We're at Nissan Arena. I've been here all day. I've had a mix-up of commentary partners. My final partner for the day is, of course, Paula Stewart from QUT.
Leave it for the best to last, huh?
Certainly am.
Sorry, Lucy.
I know, I had Lucy Benjamin first up and Brittany Mould, Wildcats captain, second. So we've gotten all sorts of perspectives, past players, current players, and coaches.
That's right. So I'm not too sure. I've got to try and get one of my players with the QUT netball to come up here
really
one
do.
time. But look,
Who
they
are we
might not look
thinking?
shy on the court, but they're sometimes a bit of a shy bunch. So
Yeah. Oh, look, I did an interview with you and Riley, and it's funny. Riley, she's such a confident player, but she's pretty shy to be interviewed, I think.
So they're a bit of a shy bunch too. So on the court, they're very different.
Oh, huge competitors. But I think that's what makes our players so humble, to be honest. Oh, and
net. So yes, Amy Somerville does have her eye in. That was
that
a beautiful
high shot. You can tell when it hits that high level, you know it's going in. And there's the replay there.
That was a sneaky little pass by Beryl Friday. Lovely positioning and a nice shot by Charlie Bell.
So we've got Charlie Bell and Beryl Friday on for the Jets. Lily Cubby is still on the bench. She was in commentary with Millsy yesterday. So we've had a real mix of commentators this weekend. So I hope you're all enjoying that.
That was a lovely tip by Steph O'Brien again. She is in everything at the moment. So fit. I think it was that bit of an AFL season that she did have.
I know, look, I kind of hate it. The AFL are taking all our players.
Yeah, that's what's happening. So, Steph was an AFL and she's come back to finish off the season with the netball, which is great. It's great to have her. Such a talent.
They can have them, but they can't keep them, that's for sure.
We don't want them to
No.
anyway. No, it's good to have the two sports, though, with the AFL. Keeps our girls fit, too.
Oh, it certainly does.
That was lovely vision then. So from Jada Gaffer, Tiara just needed to put that last one in.
Good teamwork from the Jets girls in the circle there. Houston just popping it over to Condren. And Condren works really well to move it down with their team.
Yeah, well, that was good defence too by Tigers, because Jets were having that little bit of trouble, but Jets were a bit flat-footed as well. So, but nice and controlled. They bring it down nicely, and a nice finished shot by Beryl Friday. I do hope Tigers still stay in contact with this game. So, the quarter-time score, it was
17 to 10.
17 to 10. We might have to just keep an eye on that one as well.
Yeah, so the lead is of 8. It was of 7. So the USQ Jets, that makes it 9. They're charging ahead in this game.
Yeah, so every quarter, getting 2 points every quarter. I mean, how we do it at QUT, and I suppose that most teams would, is basically every quarter is a game. So there's 2 points up for grabs every quarter, and then 10 points for the final if you win the game.
10 points.
10 points.
Wow,
so you can get
that's a lot
18
of
points in a game. So
18.
at the moment, you've got Jets have already gotten 2 points, and every point counts.
Do Do you prefer having the bonus point system?
I hate it.
You hate it, yeah.
I rather just a win and a loss and a draw.
Yeah.
So my personal opinion, and I would say the changes. I love the rolling subs. I think the
Yeah.
rolling subs is the best thing that has been brought into the game of netball, instead of trying to pretend to pull an injury and everyone had like little codes to do.
Remember those days?
Oh, yeah,
You'd
no
see
thanks.
someone call time and then they walk straight back on you.
Yeah,
Like,
that's it. So it's just you wanted to change something. So the rolling subs, absolutely love it. I love the timeout calls. Oh, here we go. Tactical
Speaking
timeout.
of.
Yes, there you go with Tigers.
For the Tigers. So they're 9, they're slipping away. Oh, sorry, 11 behind to the Jets. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
we don't want it to be a big blowout here. So Jets are starting just to go into second gear and take over.
So I'm hoping we can hear over the music in the crowd, see what Coach Aaron Burns has to say in the Tigers huddle. It's a little bit hard to decipher. So Paula, what would you be saying if you were Aaron?
Well, I'm just trying to have a look at the moment what Erin was saying. I think she's saying it's wanting to have a little bit more movement. So, you know, definitely on that. So having a look at the two options, but just bringing the ball down, it's more like a stop and start instead of a flow. So you really want to have one short, one long option, but their timing's out a little bit at the moment as well. So looking at that space, letting the ball go, just doing the basics right. But having Steph O'Brien in the middle, she's having a cracker of a game. This is probably one of the best games I've seen her play. So well done to Steph O'Brien.
Well, that's great feedback from a coach like Paula Stewart. He laughs at that.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, well, Tash Robinson has gone on at goal attack. So Tash is a very exciting little player. She was in the Tigers Ruby team last year, and her speed is just phenomenal. It was actually, I think it was Townsville. She was up north, and she's been down to Brisbane for about 3 years, I think, now. So
There we go.
but her speed and how athletic she is just amazing.
Oh, good shot from Amy Summerville. Yeah, in my commentary this year, I haven't seen too much of Tash Robinson. The Tigers, of course, have plenty of shooters in the bench, lots of talent.
Again, nice little double play happening there. Not the best feed on that one, but Charlie Bell pulls that in nicely.
We're also seeing another positional change from the Tigers. Shelley Rosenoff has come off. Paula, I'm going to have to call on you.
Oh, yeah, that's Maddie Ryan. So she'll be on the ground a
There
few
we
times
go.
too. Maddie Ryan is another exciting player. So she was the vice captain of Tigers last year. Yeah, so it's great to see her up and having a crack up in the big league this week, so which is great to see. Oh, beautiful shot by Amy Summerville. Just took that one little step back and it was all net.
So the Jets, they're ahead by 10 now. The Tigers need to pull it in a little bit closer if they want to stay in contention. There's a lot of physicality coming from Charlie Bell and Maddie Ryan in that circle right now.
Well, Ham's just trying to see what else is going for. Oh, I actually thought that it was a nice little tip by Alice, but I thought it actually hit Steph on the way out, and I think they did too. So
Umpire sees differently. So Steph moves it off to Hams.
oh, Maddie Ryan. Lovely little tip. Oh, a little bit of an actress there, but yeah, lovely little tip. Love Maddie Ryan, so there you go.
Oh, you've got to be a bit of an actress in the court sometimes. So.
She gets very excited when she's on court. She'll be loving this. Anytime she gets up in the top league, she'll be loving it. Passes goes a bit astray on that one, a little bit too much power.
Of course, I think that's something we see so often when our Ruby players step up to the Sapphire. You know, with us streaming, we don't get to see the Ruby, but the level of competition is certainly high. So when they do get to step up to the Sapphire series, it's quite often that they're just full of confidence.
Oh, they've got nothing to lose. And that's how you should be playing every game. Nothing to lose. Lovely take by Charlie Bell, though. She's one tall person that's hard to stop. So
She certainly is, and she knows exactly how to use her height. She's definitely an up-and-comer I'm expecting to see her in the super pretty soon, I'd say.
Yeah, oh, again, Steph O'Brien, where does she come from? Her speed off the mark is just phenomenal.
She just contests for everything. If you look at that replay there.
So bringing on Michaela Hock at the moment as well. So a bit of a change. So it should just be a bit of a timeout for Steph.
So Michaela Hock is quite a tall centre there. A different style of play to Steph O'Brien. So a contact call against Hock. There's a lot of body in that circle right now. It's proving difficult for the Tigers to get it up. Amy Somerville works hard to get the rebound, and there's Tash Robinson.
Lovely position. Just her change of direction is beautiful.
She's a very quick, little agile player, Tash Robinson.
It would be interesting to see how she goes against Bridie, because Bridie isn't as quick as her, so she uses her speed and change of direction. It could be interesting.
Yeah, it's a very good matchup we've got on display today. Jada Gaffer feeds it into Somerville. I tell you, the Jets' defense is working so hard right now. But Tash Robinson does well to put it up under pressure.
That's a good shot by Tash Robinson. She just needs to put it up the first go, though. Just believe in herself and have a crack.
So Jets is still winning this quarter. It's been pretty even the last few goals, though.
Yeah, winning this quarter by 4. I think as soon as Steph O'Brien comes off the court, you can see the big difference in that middle. Oh, a bit of a late hit there by Michaela. McKeely, sorry, not Michaela.
Bit of a tricky one.
I knew I said it wrong as soon as it came out. Again, Tash Robinson, I think that's 3 from 3 from her, so she's come on nice and strong.
She certainly has. It's been challenging this season. My name, of course, is probably the easiest name you'll ever pronounce, Hannah Davies. So I'm lucky in that, but we've got some beautiful names here in the league, but very tricky to pronounce.
I was just going to say, we haven't got Millsy here doing the stats for us either.
No, we don't. We do have some stats down the side if you can see them.
That's all right.
Of course, speaking of names, I've finally nailed Sokolima Lamas in your team.
Oh, that's good. I haven't.
I'm very proud that I can say the full name now. Oh, another body hits the floor. Michaela Hock.
Yeah, it looked like both were challenging for the ball, and there's a bit of a crash in the air.
Yeah, there's a lot of big challenges in the Sapphire series these days. The game just gets more physical and physical. Do you think it's good that we allow more contest in the sport of netball these days?
No.
No.
There you go. So it's great to see a challenge for the ball, but sometimes too the challenges can be needs to be contained and needs to be pulled back quite a bit. So as soon as we do that, we actually play a game of netball. That one was just a bit of a challenge for the ball. So that sometimes you're going to get the hard hits, but when they start to come in late, no, don't like that at all. It needs to be cleaned up.
I completely agree. When you're coming in late, that's when it gets dangerous. It needs to be a smart contest, that's for sure. So the Tigers now have the opportunity to bring it back to 10 goals. They really need to stay within this 10.
Oh, that was lovely hands by Bridie Condren that went through. Oh, Maddie Ryan again. She's going to be my little favourite on the court if she keeps doing that.
Oh, slippery hands from Alice, but she pulls it in. So much defensive.
Tigers just need to settle and put that in. So I'd say after this, I might even be going to Carina Leagues Club to have a bit of a palmy. Good old Carina Leagues Club with the sponsors for the Carina League Club Tigers that are playing today. So I know I saw Wade before in the crowd.
There we go.
He's a great supporter of the Carina Leagues Club Tigers.
So that's a timeout called to the Jets. An interesting timeout there. They're still 10 ahead.
10 ahead, but they were 11 before the last time out, so I suppose that Tracy Jeans is wanting them to, we need to step it up a little bit. Again, she might just want to have that time called out too, because it was a hard hit with McKeely. She might have just wanted a bit of a timeout happening.
So we'll see if we can see what's happening within the Jets circle. We've got a camera there. Tracy Jeans Fraser What does she have to say?
So that was excellent work.
Respect
Okay,
that.
so that was really, really good work. What I want to see though is, okay, and we missed no shots. I want to see us get a little bit more composed because in that last minute and a half, we've just started to go away from the game plan.
Yep.
Remembering, I don't mind those one-offs where we're putting it long, but let's make sure we can really stick to hitting circle's edge, making sure that you two are splitting. Defensively, let's make sure we're mixing it up. I want to see that hunt and jump. Okay, hunt and jump, and it comes down to a timing. Otherwise, mix it up over the shots.
Yeah, when you guys slide down from the attack end, they've got nowhere to go.
So Paula, can you break that down for me?
1, 2, 3, jump!
No?
I was just, so I was just like, yeah, I mean, I think she just wants them more to start to push on a little bit. She wants them to stick to the game plan, having a look. I would presume this might maybe like a short and long that she wanted them to do. I would presume what their game plan was, and sometimes they doesn't mind them throwing long here and there, but it's, you know, just doing the basics right. And like that was actually nice timing, nice position, and I would say Tracy would have been happy of them coming back to that play. That was just nice netball.
Yeah, and we heard her say she's really happy with the shooting, and you would be with the performance of Beryl and Charlie so far.
Well, she said they haven't missed one in that stint, so you can't complain on that. Get the ball to them. Looked like a push-off call by Charlie. So Maddie's pulling up a few balls here too, so which is nice. No, I love seeing a Ruby player come up and just give it all.
So Tigers have ball in hand. Tash Robinson works it out to Gaffer, who a bit of a miscommunication there.
Yeah, some of the ball handling, just those little 1%ers that just aren't happening for Tigers. So just a little bit of sloppy play happening. So just needed to get those 1%ers, making sure that the passes are nice, accurate. A few little changes happening there. So Steph O'Brien is now back at wing attack. And we see that Bridie Condren has gone back to goalkeeper and Abby Houston as goal defence. That's a pretty good change up there because Tash Robinson's speed is probably that little bit too fast, I would presume, with for Bridie. But Tash Robinson's speed for any defence is pretty fast. So
we've also got a new wing defence on court for the Jets.
That is Caitlin Pollock.
There we go.
So Caitlin's had a baby now as well, so it's great to see the mothers all coming back. And
yeah, lots of mums in this league, certainly on your team, Paula.
Yes, we've got, I think,
lots of babies around, that's for sure.
Lots of babies. So Keisha Grant, she does breastfeed before she starts the warm-up. So
it's incredible, really.
It is. She's one phenomenal athlete, that one.
Absolutely. And, of course, Halita has 2 little ones, I believe.
Yeah, Halita with the 2 boys, and then we've got Suppo. She's got a little boy as well.
Oh, there we go.
So we've got boys, though. So we might start our own men's netball team that's coming up. There you go.
Gosh, don't plant the seed in Millsy's mind. He'll have them playing as soon as they can walk.
Another beautiful shot by Amy Somerville. No, so it'd be good to see the men's. I saw that the State of Origin is coming with the men's comp, so which is fantastic news. Oh, Maddie Ryan again!
I can tell she's your favourite today,
Paula.
Paula.
I just love seeing a Ruby player come up, and especially someone against Charlie Bell. I mean, the pass wasn't great.
But Charlie is a very hard player to play against.
Over a third, good call, Lumpy. Got to give the umpires a little bit of a rap too. So there you go, Jess.
Jess Lakeman there. She's been in this league for quite a while now. I believe it's 8 years.
8 years. I think she was about 16 when she first started.
One of the youngest.
grade. She was only very young. A lot of hands happening there. Oh, Tash Robinson, beautiful.
Yeah, she did well to adjust to that. The pass was a little to her right. Bridie had vision on it, but Tash, she kind of moved in the air to make it hers.
Oh, her elevation and speed is phenomenal.
And there she goes. Oh,
yeah. Well, her elevation isn't that
she's
high.
Not
though,
that
Alice.
high.
Yeah.
Too much confidence in her shoot there. So Bridie Conjon in the goalkeeper. Sorry. Pollock.
It's only 43 seconds to go. I'm trying to look where Lily Cubby is. I can't see her sitting on the bench at all. Is she warming up behind?
It's quite possible.
She's actually, she might have gone to the toilet and we don't know.
We'll just draw attention to that.
Yeah, sorry about that, Lily Cubby.
Surely you can't be doing that in the game.
Oh, yeah, that
Before
happens.
game thing.
Okay. I mean, there she is. She's just warming up. So there you go. So just every quarter, at the end of every quarter, it's always good to make sure that you're warmed up, ready to go any time to get out on the court. Well, that last minute has been very sloppy. No one wanted a goal.
Yeah, a scrappy match. We're seeing the distance between the two teams is only 11. So, Paula, you're in charge of the stats today. So,
well, it was up by 4 in that quarter. So,
so 2 lots of points for the Jets then.
So Jets get 4 points now already out of the 18. So they'll be wanting to get the whole 18 points, I would say.
They certainly will be. Plenty left for the second half of the game. We'll be back in just a moment after a message from our sponsors.
Did you know that majority of netballers aren't wearing the appropriate shoes on court? Running shoes or generic trainers don't provide the grip and support for the quick, dynamic movements needed in a game. It's time to make the swap with Mizuno.
Is your health currently on track?
A free and simple health check at your participating health service
Is an easy way to keep you at 100%. Make a deadly choice. Book in now and yarn to a GP.
You'll also score this
Deadly Firebird shirt.
Welcome back to round 7 of the HART Sapphire series. My name's Hannah Davies and we're here today at Nissan Arena in Indigenous round across the weekend. So from both teams we're seeing plenty of celebration of culture for our First Nations people. For the Tigers, they're celebrating Indigenous round by having a ball crew wear Deadly Choices shirts and their players are wearing scrunchies displaying Indigenous art. The artwork is by Wallakurangu artists from a community-owned art centre in Central Australia. And the proceeds of these sales go to the artists and community. So you can purchase a scrunchie if you'd like at walu.com. And of course, the Jets are also celebrating Indigenous round with their dresses, which you will have seen if you've been tuning in since the start of the game. These dresses are the same as the QRL rugby team that played this weekend. Of course, the Jets are a partnership together. So the artist that was commissioned to do this work is a local Aboriginal artist named Corey Egmalesi. So the Sapphire Series players in the Jets team are donating their match payments to the Jaden Adams Memorial Fund. The fund is for Jaden, who is a young Indigenous Ipswich Jets player who was tragically killed in a car accident. His mother Lizzie is still a board member at Jets and she runs this fund to help young Indigenous sportsmen and sportswomen achieve their goals in the Western Corridor, which is of course such a beautiful cause. So the Ipswich Jets are very generously donating the money by players, matching the money donated by players, meaning that they'll receive a donation of $2,000. And at the end of the game, stick around because the Jets will be doing a presentation for this. And the Jets, of course, to increase the education, as our other clubs are also doing, embraced Aboriginal culture and had Indigenous games on a Tuesday night, and on Thursday they sat in a yarning circle led by some of the Aboriginal athletes in their Sapphire and their Ruby teams. So the athletes talked about their culture, their tribes, and the impact that netball has played on their lives, which would have been a beautiful experience for the team. We know that they learnt a lot, and it was taped, and there will be a video on this soon, so we hope to be sharing this with you on our social media at Sapphire Series Netball very soon. Of course, our broadcast today couldn't be possible without HART Sport, Legassic, Mizuno, Mount Franklin, Parade, Bondi Vite and Strappit, and we of course thank our team, Double Take Sports. Gina and the team are here, as they are always, running the show, and they do a fantastic job. So, Paula, the Tigers, they're down by 11. I guess you say at QUT you play every quarter as a new game. What would you be saying to the Tigers if you were on the coaching bench today?
Well, 11 goals and they can get back in 30 minutes. It's still possible. So the first thing you'd be saying is hey, get the third quarter's a new quarter. So having a look, it's only basically a few turnarounds, but I would be having a look at that quarter as let's try and win that quarter to get the points. Then it starts to bring the score down a little bit. So hopefully, I like to see a good match happening. So I'm hoping Tigers will come back in this third quarter and give it all the fight that they've got.
Absolutely. The closer the game, the more exciting. We've had a couple of close games this weekend. Your team, I believe you won by 15, is that correct?
16.
16,
yes.
My apologies. As a coach, you'll be counting every point.
Every point, especially the last quarter when we won by 1. So, yes, I was, again, every quarter's a game.
Yeah, every quarter is certainly a game. So, next week, you, of course, take on...
We've got Thunder.
Thunder, ooh, that'll be a big one.
Yeah, so we had Thunder just last week and doing Thunder again. So
yes, there we go.
Yeah, there you go. So not too sure on playing in 2 weeks in a row like that. But
yeah, it's something we don't often see.
No, something happened with the draw, I think. So,
yeah.
But, oh well, it's...
there we go.
We just got to take it as how it is, and I'm just glad that we're playing. It's probably the main thing.
Oh, absolutely. Thank goodness we're here in Brisbane. I know netball is in Victoria right now. Won't be playing, that's for sure. So we're very lucky here at Nissan Arena. Safe inside today.
Well, Lily Cubby's on. I'm so pleased to see Lily Cubby having her first shot.
Deflection by Rihanna Childs, but she'll get the obstruction call there.
Nice shot by Lily Cubby.
And of course, if you've been tuning into our broadcast all day, our artwork in the broadcast is Indigenous inspired, and it is by Lalawa Donigi Bedford, and she is a member of the Murrum tribe of the Erebban people. So we're very fortunate to have her artwork here. And she is, of course, a student of the Diamond Spirit program at Cairns State High School. So a northern girl showing her stuff on our screens today.
That was a sneaky little tip from Ree there, so gave a little bit of a tip, so it was lovely, and then just tipped it on to Lily Cubby when the ball went out. So that was nice work by Rihanna Childs. Oh, and we've got Lily Gray, so she was my captain last year for the Tigers team. So she's one little smart player, so she'll be happy to be playing as well out on the court. So it's good to see the progression happening up there. So having with the Tash Robinson, Lily Gray and Maddie Ryan. So it's great to see them up and playing at this level now.
Well, there's obviously a lot of good stuff going on in the Tigers Ruby team.
Oh, yes. So, well, I mean, Lily's in the team all the time, but in the Sapphire team, but the other two coming up. So, yeah, so
there we go.
With Lynette Childs being out injured, which is hopefully should be back playing pretty soon.
Yeah, we've of course seen a few injuries earlier today if you were with us. Olivia Coughlin, we did see go off with the paramedics. Unsure of what the injury is just now.
Yeah, she was holding a knee quite hard, and like as I said before, anyone that is holding their knee and you see the pain in their face, it breaks my heart. So I'm really hoping it's nothing too serious. Which it didn't look good, and plus with Maddie Ridley, so our thoughts are with those two players, and hopefully a speedy recovery, and it's not so bad. Oh, Charlie Bell! She had a bit of a run happening there. Maybe we can see her playing goal attack soon. Let's go.
Oh, that would be awesome.
I would love to see Charlie Bell having a bit of a run at a goal attack.
I'd be very keen for that. Might put in a word with the Jets there, Paula.
Yeah, so we should get something down there. I want to see Charlie Bell 5 minutes. She might not want to see it though.
No. I'd like to see her face when you suggest that to her. So Pollock pulls that one in. Cubby comes out, swings it across.
That's a beautiful swing by Cubby.
It's that trusty left-handed pass. So Steph O'Brien must have been an offside there. And
a little bit sneaky on that one. That was a nice little flick pass and a beautiful shot by Cubby.
So the Jets charging on. They're still 11 ahead, so this quarter is far more even than the last two.
Yeah, so 3-all so far in this. Oh, quick little maths work happening there. So 3-all happening in this quarter so far. So goal for goal, but a nice late little pop out by Charlie Bell. And a little bit of a change there. We've got Abby Houston coming on. And Pollock is off, so Abby Houston is showing her versatility in our wing defence. That's actually nice defence there by all of Jets there. It's could not pull the ball in.
Very scrappy.
Yeah, they had it, but just couldn't pull the ball in.
But good work from Robinson to keep her eyes peeled for loose balls. She'll get both players out. Doesn't need it. Sinks the shot. So Tigers 25, USQ 36 as we come to Mizuno momentum shift. Charlie Bell out of the circle. Gives Ryan a big push in the circle there.
She says, I want that position.
Yep.
That's it.
Watching those two, we were speaking about contest before, and there's a lot of contest in that circle.
I don't mind a bit of a contest, yeah, as I said before. Don't mind the contest, but anything...
Once it gets in the air, I think, is when it can get dangerous.
Yeah, well, even if both players are up in the air, so depending on how the body... I thought she had that then. I thought that was going to be a beautiful play.
It was a good effort from Bridie Condren.
Lily finding it very hard to find someone then, so...
Well, Hock is a particularly tall centre as well, so once she puts her hands up, blocks a lot of vision there.
That's when people need to go a bit on the side of them so that they can actually see. So instead of running straight behind her, just a bit on the side, it's easier then for the thrower to see. Lily Cubby's getting a bit of a free range until she gets into the circle though, so finding it very easy outside. So Ree really needs to step up and start to defend her a little bit more outside the circle.
And as you say that, she takes the front spot pretty easily, flicks it off to Charlie Bell. Oh,
so McKeely is off with is it Hams back in at centre? Oh, Hams in at centre. Oh, that was a lovely drive by Tash Robinson. Oh, just needed to balance up, but flicks it past. That was a
how athletic from her.
That was like a Harlem Globetrotters happening there.
Charlie Bell, we can see now on camera, had a little bit of a fall. I think she just rolled her ankle accidentally. She's looking in pain, but it's not looking too bad. She did walk off the court. She's holding her ankle. So Beryl Friday has come in a goal shooter. So the Tigers here with the ball, they'll want to hope on to this close competition in this third quarter if they want to go for the bonus points.
Abby Houston, well done. So came in over the top. Not too sure what happened to Steph O'Brien then, but a nice little pass by Hams into Beryl.
It's a lot of people falling on the floor. It makes you wonder if the floor's a bit slippery here at Nissan Arena.
Sure. It just looked like the shoes just kind of locked onto the floor a little bit then.
Ball goes straight past Lily Cubby. So the Tigers will want to transition this down the court now.
Yeah, it's one thing that's good with Jets is they really hold them up, but this is where you really need to have that flow happening with the Tigers, and they're getting a little bit caught. But that was actually quite nicely done by Ali McLeod to really help drive that ball through.
Yeah, the Tigers certainly used their three on the pass. It's good patience. It does allow the Jets, though, to set up their hands over.
Tash just needed a little bit more control in her body then. Sometimes I think she goes a little bit too fast and she's just...
Like she did just then.
Flew in the air and just there. She's another one that likes the floor as well.
Oh, my gosh. That's half the team now. Yeah. So Lily Covey puts that up. She's another fast shooter for the Jets. Makes you wonder if that's something they train.
I'm not sure. I mean, there used to be years ago, shooters would try and have a look at, see if they can shoot in 1, 2 or 3 seconds so the defenders didn't have the timing of jumping in their shot, but haven't seen that quite a few years now. So basically I think shooters just like to have that control and to get that ball in any time. So,
Yeah.
that was actually nice. It's needed to finish it off. There's a good little roll around by Cubby then. Getting a little bit scrappy. It's a little bit up and down at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, look, it's been a scrappy match since the first minute. But a lot of big contests. It's a close matchup, really, other than looking at the score.
Well, it's
really
only,
good to see.
I've got here with my calculations, I think it's only 2, Jets are only 2 up in this quarter. So again, every quarter is 2 points. So you treat every quarter like a game.
Siobhan Sherlaw working hard under the
rebound,
circle.
Tash Robinson.
Such a good little asset in the circle there for the Tigers she's been.
Well, yes, so here we go. Jets are only 1 up in this quarter. So Tigers would want the 2 points. This is what they're going for, and they're fighting hard for it. Oh, it's just having a look at Brodie Condren. She just comes out of nowhere and gets a beautiful intercept. She's gotten a few intercepts today, Brodie.
She certainly has. You can't take her eye off her. We've got a call outside the circle.
Nice pass by Hams into Cubby. Just needed. Oh, nice rebound by Maddie Ryan. So again, where is it coming down? There's 3 passes in there so far. Contact call by Steph O'Brien.
So this will give the Tigers a nice opportunity to bring it down, but the Jets' defense from their attacking zone is making it hard for them.
Ali McLeod's actually doing a lot of work in that centre channel to really making sure she's bringing that ball down nice and hard. Tash Robinson, oh, there you go. The score is even in this quarter.
There we go.
They are wanting the 2 points. I would be fighting hard. Well, it's a caution. What happened there? Consistent obstruction.
I'd say so.
Nice little tip there too. Some nice defence happening in that circle. Now these two that are in the circle at the moment, they were both in Ruby last year. So for them to really be going in there and stepping up and both being quite young and inexperienced in this area is actually really, really good. So it's great to see them fighting hard in there.
Absolutely, and the connection together is working really nicely, so you can definitely tell they've probably played together in the Ruby team, so that when they come up into the Sapphire, they've already got that connection built.
Yeah, which is great. So it is good to see that it's, 4 Ruby players from last year taking it to them, the Jets, who were second last year. So some great talent coming through.
Absolutely, and of course, as more of our players hit the Super, then of course more to the Sapphire, so it's good for everyone, really.
That's it.
So Lily Gray, top of the circle.
Yeah, so Tigers really wanted to make sure with this goal here, we only got like 3 minutes left to go.
Oh,
and if
really
Tash shoots this one, it's actually equal. It is equal in this quarter. So the 2 points are still up for grabs.
Well, they're holding on to that 11-point margin. The Jets still playing really nicely. Pearl Friday calling for the ball, but goes to Lily Cubby, who's going to take a longer shot and sinks that really nicely.
Yeah, Lily Cubby's got her eye in now, so which is nice.
And she's improved enormously since the first few weeks, particularly with their shooting and her confidence. She is a younger player, still in school, so to see her improve so much over the last few rounds has been awesome to watch.
No, she actually just glides. She's to have people around her like Beryl Friday and Steph O'Brien to help her and guide her for such a young player is great to see.
Yeah, it's certainly so important in teams to have that mix of maturity and the younger, fresh talent. Your team, QUT, certainly has a really nice blend of that. Obviously, Dakota, I think, is the youngest player in the league. Am I correct?
Yes. So she's still 15 at the moment. She is
Crazy.
16 this year.
Yeah.
So
Sweet 16. There we go.
Yes. I mean, it was a big leap for her. Probably. Look, she's handling this Sapphire series quite well, but it's basically probably wouldn't have put her up straight away, but it was all about point system. So.
Point system
In the Sapphire, so it's all different points. But she's actually, it's a good opportunity for her. She's every quarter she gets, she's really improving, so which is great to see.
Definitely, you can see how much she puts into every quarter she gets on, and of course she's got so many great figures in that QUT team to learn off.
Yeah, so you wouldn't want to have a young player like that if you didn't have people like Alicia Adams and Talita surrounding her. I mean, Riley Bachelor, we still look at her as a nice talent player, but she's still, you know, 18, still young.
Yeah.
So she's only just turned 19.
Just 19.
Such a great talent and composure and maturity that she has out on court anyway.
Yeah, and it's so nice to see so many of our players sticking in the Sapphire series for so long. So there's Lily Cubby. A really nice left-handed shot.
Well, I'd say the last 5 minutes, Tracy would have been happy about that. So
I'd say so.
They're 3 up in this quarter. It's a shame for Tigers because they could have had the 2 points in this quarter. And you can see with the bench there, so Tracy's just a lot happier, a lot more relaxed, and especially when she knows she's going to get the 2 points in this quarter. Beryl's asked for a nice little tip by the defenders, and what a long bomb by Lily Cubby. Right on the hooter there.
Finishes off the third quarter there. One of the newest players to the Sapphire series, Lily Cubby. What a shot. So Jets 47 to Tigers 32. Paula Stewart, the Jets really, they held on to that last quarter and got the points.
They did get the points. So they got the points. They had 4 goals up in that quarter. So it's Tigers just need to have a look. It's going to be hard for them to come back to try and win this game now. But what I would be really fighting for in that last quarter is let's just go for the 2 points. Let's have it. Got nothing to lose, and let's go out there with the bang.
And look, Paula, as a coach, where does the line get drawn when the other team pushes out? Like, when do you, I wouldn't say give up, but when do you go, all right, maybe the game's not within reach, let's go for the points instead? Like, what's the margin that you kind of look at?
I always go for the points.
You always go for the points. There's no margin.
No, so for me, it's all about every quarter is a point, so it's a game.
It's a game.
So always go for the points and try and get up there.
There we go, and that's why you're a winning coach. So we'll go to our sponsorship message and be back very soon. Welcome back to the fourth quarter of the Carina Leagues Club Tigers taking on the USQ Jets Here at Nissan Arena, it's the third game of a huge Sunday of netball. Paula Stewart, what do we expect for the last quarter?
Well, what I'm hoping is, like the Tigers that come back nice and strong and finish off this quarter and win this quarter. So, I mean, Tigers have done some nice work. It's just the last, it's about 3 or 4 minutes every quarter is where they're lacking. And that's a little bit of mental fatigue that happens. They can't finish that off. And that's when the Jets are really starting to come over the top.
Yeah, and the Jets are certainly a tough team to come up against. They're particularly doing really well today. Lily Cubby has just taken the court for the last half with Charlie Bell off with a minor injury, it looks like, and she's done
I'm just glad to see Lily Cubby and Beryl Friday, especially being Indigenous round. It's great to actually see those two out on court. I mean, a coach always goes for the win, is one thing, but it's great to see both of them on court together in this round as well.
Yeah, and I think a huge win comes from just even having them on court, if you look at the bigger picture. So, yeah, you're exactly right. It's certainly great to have them on court. Beryl is, of course, a really big figure in the Indigenous movement here in Brisbane. I believe she works with Netball Queensland in their advisory council. So it's awesome to have her on court today. She, of course, designed the Wildcats bibs, which is pretty cool.
Oh, the bibs are absolutely beautiful with the Wildcats. So that was something special last year. But Beryl Friday too, QUT had the Murray Carnival last year and a 2-day carnival for the Indigenous players. And she was one of our ambassadors, her and Gemma Maimai that came. So Gemma Maimai being an ex-QUT student, came for the day as well. So they're absolutely huge in the Indigenous netball area. So it's so good to have them, and how much time that they spend to help the athletes come through is a credit to both of those two young ladies.
Yeah, such good role models for any young Indigenous players out there, but of course just young players in general. So the Tigers here, Amy Somerville brings it down. Lily Gray in the centre position. They're struggling a little bit to hit the circle. Slippery hands from Gray, but she keeps it in.
It just seems like they're all just stopping. It's just such a shame. It's just those little 1%ers that just aren't clicking it at the end there. So
I completely agree. And look, throughout the 3 games I've commentated today, I think the difference is between the self-made errors of teams. And I think that just comes from fatigue and mental fatigue as well.
Definitely mental fatigue. Here's Lily Cubby, another long bomb from her, and she sinks it again. Isn't she having a smashing second half in this game?
She really is. She's gelling really nicely with Beryl Friday.
And I don't use that word smashing very often either, so
no.
I don't know where that one came from. Maybe David Mills might have put that into my head. I have no idea.
Oh, you don't have to worry unless you start saying crackerjack.
What's the other word he says? He says something that I just kind of go, where does that come from?
He goes ring-a-ding-ding, Charlie Powell.
Ring-a-ding-ding, that's it. That's it.
Of course, he is an ex-Jets coach. So.
He's been an ex-Jags and Jags used to be the Gold Coast Bond University. So I used to be down there for 7 years as well. So
there you go.
Absolutely love the Gold Coast. It's just the travel got to me.
Yeah.
I hate it when one goes up in the air and the other one bends down that little bit, only because that's how I did my knee. So I get cringe when that happens. That's I did a somersault going over. Yes, so I don't like it when a little bit of a warning, I suppose, for everyone. Not a warning, but when the ball's up in the air, just go up and meet it. Even if you, it's better to meet someone in the air than to
have them
bounce
meet
down
you.
To try and get away from it.
Yep.
Sends shivers to my knee, that one.
Oh. So
that was a nice feed by Hams in the end there, because it was getting a bit scrappy too, that bit.
So Amy Somerville, captain of the Tigers, is calling a timeout for her side here. They're down by 20 now, so the USQ Jets have been consistently ahead in this game.
Yeah, so 5 ahead already in this quarter, so it was deservingly the timeout. I wonder if we can hear the Tigers talk in this little huddle.
Guys, don't be afraid to do it. So even if the player's riding us,
I'll take the contact. That's it. Yeah. Woo! You get it. We get it. Get back going.
So we just listened to the Tigers circle there. Look, there wasn't a lot of happy faces, I'll be honest.
Well, it looked like Ali McLeod, the coaching staff have got those probably stood aside. It looked like Ali McLeod was just taking the lead on that one there. So just basically like, let's just take the hits and finish it off. Which is, yeah, you can't just stand behind. It's got to keep moving, keep going. So I agree with her. Like, just finish the game. This is the quarter that they want to have. They want to have one quarter. They want to get the 2 points and hold their heads up high. So finish strong. So well done to Ali McLeod. I would agree with that one. Oh, and that's what you don't want to see. They're the 1%ers.
Yeah.
That's just crushing when you call the timeout and that happens. But it was a beautiful drive by Lily Covey. And Beryl Friday's taking ownership now in that circle, and that's a beautiful shot by Beryl Friday.
Look, I think it's a huge skill for a team to have as well, to keep your head in the game even when you're down. It's something that we've really seen in the Mendy Rays in the last few weeks. They're, of course, 8th of the ladder. They are the bottom. But particularly in the last few weeks, you know, it doesn't matter how much they're down by, but that team in particular never give up. So for the Tigers right now, I really just want to see them keep fighting.
See, this here, there's nothing there. Yeah, there was absolutely nothing, and this is where it's a little bit gut-wrenching, especially when they've called the timeout. The players took ownership. They wanted to, you know, go out and finish off strong, and there was no drive whatsoever.
So as a coach, Paula, is the issue here, is it a mental thing where they've maybe given up, or is it like a performance issue?
I don't think any player would actually be saying that they would ever give up. I mean, it's a hard one, though. I would actually say a little bit of mental fatigue. Yep. The Jets looked a little bit more, you know, those little 1%ers. Oh, look, and as soon as you say that, there's the pass of the match and a movement. So hopefully they finish it off, because that was a beautiful feed.
Tash Robinson has been so good in that circle though today.
Yeah, she just needs to balance up that little bit more. Sometimes she goes a bit too fast. So I'm so pleased they finished that one off, because Jada Gaffer, that was a beautiful. And back at you, as Jets are saying. Yeah, that was straight back at them.
So 56 to the Jets, 34 the Tigers. We've got 8.5 minutes left to play here at Nissan Arena.
They're just throwing at will now.
It's looking so nice for the Jets there, isn't it?
It is looking very nice for the Jets. They've just gone to another level, and Tigers are not knowing what to do.
They've really reached for something here. This is the best I've seen the Jets play in my time watching them this season.
Yeah, it's a little bit more flow happening with them. It's like they're on the run. It's a lot of the confidence there.
Yeah, and look, I haven't seen this combination of Cubby and Friday as much as Beryl and Bell, sorry. But it's looking really smooth there.
It is looking a little bit smooth, but you know, it's coming down way too fast for the defenders to do anything. So I had to put the credit on probably Hams and Steph O'Brien bringing the ball down. As soon as it comes down that quickly, it's too hard for the defenders to do anything.
Well, it's a Jet centre, so we'll see the speed right now. There we go. First pass, second pass, and we're in. Yep. It's pretty textbook. They're moving it around though, but there we go. Lily Covey, she's on fire today.
Lily Covey seems so much more relaxed when they know the game's already won. I mean, she's only young too. It's just like, yep, I'm right. I can just have a shot. And she's having a cracker of a second half of this game. So
she certainly is. She's even having a go at a lot of the defensive work there.
Oh, I didn't even notice. So Tiara Baldwin is back on at shooter. And I'd say it looks like that Amy Somerville's probably ready to go on at the goal attack role, and Tash Robertson will be going off.
Yep, she's giving her the wave. Beryl Friday sets herself up really nicely. Oh, what a shot.
Yeah,
so Jets girls.
Yeah, one thing you don't want to see is a big blowout. You know, they tried to hang in there, and it was only like a 3 minutes in every quarter, but then this last quarter is now starting to unravel.
Yeah, Jets are just turning on something within the team. A miss from Beryl Friday will give the Tigers a good opportunity to get back some momentum. So they'll really need to sink this one to lift the spirits.
Yeah, so at the moment they're 10 up in this quarter.
Can Amy Somerville do this for them? She'll get the call.
It's always funny when a defender throws to nobody. You go, what was that one? So I think it's just more like, yeah, let's just have a second rest.
Yep.
A nice hold by Tiara Baldwin. Just needs to sink those ones in though.
Yep, and Somerville will do that for them.
Somerville has actually, you know, she's just kept going in this game, Amy Somerville. Nice take from her. That's a nice strong take by Tiara Baldwin as well, and a flick pass to Amy Somerville. Finishes it off
and there we
nice
go,
and strong.
2 in a row. That'll give them a little bit of confidence as they continue into the last 5 minutes of this game. They'll want to finish strong, even if not for the points. For the morale of the team, you really need to finish strong.
Well, that's it. So, because, you know, next week they'll... I don't know who they're playing at next week, actually. We can find that out.
I can certainly tell you.
They want to go in nice and strong. And oh, they got the Bull Sharks. See,
They do. That'll be a tough match.
That would be a tough match.
And a close one for sure. That is, of course, 7th and 5th on the ladder right now.
Well, a bit of a long bomb by Tiata. She shoots that, went in beautifully. And Jets have called a timeout.
A bit surprised by the timeout there from Siobhan Shawlaw, but maybe just to take a breather and make sure this last 4 and 44 seconds is their best.
Well, Tigers did just get 3 in a row, so it's just like, okay, we probably just want to finish this one nice and strong now.
Yeah, and that's, you can just see like the competitiveness of the teams, you know, 3 in a row is not good enough. They're like, we need to call the timeout and sort this now.
That's right. So, you know, a few minutes ago I said they were 10. Well, let's listen to Tracy Jeans at the moment.
All of a sudden our movement has started to shut down a little bit in our prep as well, okay? So again, remembering what we spoke about, making sure that we use a reset ball, we make sure we fake it with our punches, we make sure we follow through on our rebounds. Rebounds are key for both ends, okay? All right?
Let's put our foot down and finish strong.
So play to our strength was the last message there in that huddle.
Yeah, so basically Tracy's just like, you know, let's just more finish this strong. So you've got 4 minutes, 44 seconds to go. She's just wanting them to play the basics, and they need to reset, look at the fakes and finish it off, which is fair enough. So, you know, when they've been doing so well, you don't want another team to get 3 goals in a row and then it's their centre pass.
So Baldwin holds nice and strong under the post, flicks it off to Somerville, who's been really accurate today under that post. So here are the Jets. They want to finish strong. Let's see them do it. They've pushed the lead out to 21.
Yes, Jets 60 and Tigers 39. So hopefully they can start to get it back a few, but shooting like that for Lily Covey, she is on fire, especially in this last quarter, but did well in the third quarter as well.
And of course she's being fed so well by her middies in Hock and O'Brien.
Nice hold by Tiata. Oh, nice little roll by Steph O'Brien. She's pulling out all the tricks now, isn't she?
Not sure about that one.
No, not sure about that one either. No, it's actually, that's probably one of the best, fastest transition I've seen by Tigers, so hopefully they can finish this one off. Oh, let it go. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to start coaching. It was just like, yeah.
Well,
Amy was there.
You're a coach at heart.
Let the ball go. Amy was there. She was getting ridden up the back. And
I suppose they're waiting for the contact call a bit there, but
sometimes you just got to let the ball go or the contact's going to keep on coming.
That was really nice movement from Baldwin.
Yeah, she just needed to take her time and finish off the shot. But Amy Somerville, I mean, she's one you can. She's a never say die attitude type of girl.
Oh,
so.
she is, and you can see why she's the captain of this side. She
All
gets a little
heart.
shove there from her teammate Rosanoff.
So all heart with Amy Somerville. She's actually having, even though they're down, she's one that never gives up, and I love that in a player.
Absolutely. So Beryl Friday takes another one for the Jets to bring them to 62-42. So a lead of 20. And that's a Mizuno momentum shift for the game.
Yeah, well, it was, it was a lead of 25 before, so now it's only a lead of 20. So, Tigers, they're wanting to start to pull it back that little bit more, so which is good. They're finishing off a lot stronger in that last 5 minutes, which they hadn't done so that's a positive for them.
And what a consistent game Friday is having as well. She's played the full 60 minutes today, I believe. Almost.
Yeah, I think unless she just quickly came off and went back on again, I think it was. But
and she's been, really consistent, really impressive across the whole game, which is awesome to see.
Her back at goal shooter, she just seems like she owns the circle that little bit more. I'm liking her back at shooter. Her timing, her position, and she's, doing a really good job.
I completely agree. And the Jets, of course, have got two excellent goal shooters in Charlie Bell and Beryl Friday. So it's awesome to see Beryl just stay in that position the whole game. She's really grinded it out. I think it always works when a team, well, maybe not always, but I really like to see when a team can stick with positional changes and just fight it out until they work.
Yeah, just having a look over in the Jets area, it looks like Caitlin Pollock might be. I didn't see her injured before. Not sure.
Perhaps she might just be having a post-game nap. I'm not sure.
So hopefully she's okay as well. So
yeah, she is on the injury bench. I'm not seeing a physio over there. It doesn't look like a physio with her.
So hopefully she's okay. I didn't see her. Might have been a twinge somewhere. I just hope she's all right as well.
Yeah.
That was actually a beautiful feed by Jada Gaffer. Just need to finish that off by Tiara. Beautiful feed. She saw the space, drew the other two defenders in. But look at this transition by Jets. That was nice and fast. That was lovely.
They're looking very good. They're taking on the Wildcats next week. So, of course, I just commentated with Brittany Mould, our captain of the Wildcats. I'd say they're looking in very good form. Of course, they've only dropped one to the Cougars, so I'd say that'll be the goal for them. And there we go.
Well, there was a contact again, so Beryl has another go. Here we go.
Can she do it?
Can she finish off? She's had a cracker of a match.
She certainly
Can she
has.
make it under 68? Oh.
Not to beat, but what a game from the USQ Jets. 67. Marina Leagues Club Tigers 42. Paula Stewart, we always talk about best on ground. Who was it for you?
Look, I would say with the Jets, I would say, Steph O'Brien was one that was consistent, but very closely by, Bridie. But again, you got your shooters as well.
Yeah.
But I would actually say those two would be the ones for me. So we always seem to pick shooters every week, and I'm going to go for the centre corner defender for that one, for those two. And look, I would say the biggest heart that kept on going would be Amy Somerville. She was one that was always there, very consistent with the Tigers. So she would probably be one for me with Marina Leagues Club.
Of course. So, look, that is the end of round 7 of the HART Sapphire series. We were here at Nissan Arena all weekend. We'll be back next week again with another action-packed weekend. So on Saturday, Paula, your team, QUT Netball, will be taking on the USC Thunder at 3 p.m. Cougars will then play the Mendy Rays at 5. Bond Bull Sharks against the Tigers right here on court at 7 p.m. And then on Sunday, the USQ Jets will play the Wildcats at 3 p.m. So we thank you all so much for tuning in to a full day of netball. Of course, our Courier match of the round was today. We are having a presentation, so before you head off, do stick around for that.
much on behalf of the Jane Rose Memorial Foundation. On behalf of Missy and her family, we thank you very much. This is very close to our hearts at the Jets Football Club and the Centre Netball Club. So girls, thank you so much. We really appreciate it.